Hello and welcome to the Orthodox View, where we discuss the latest religious news from an Orthodox Christian perspective. I am its host, Philip Champion. The creation of the Exarchate of the Russian Orthodox Church in Africa continues to be the most discussed topic in the Orthodox world. On the 12th of January, the Synod of the Patriarchate of Alexandria published a statement in which it gave a rather interesting interpretation to the reasons and circumstances for the formation of the Exarchate. The Synod of the Russian Orthodox Church has recently issued a response statement in which it once again explained its position. You can see the full text of the synodal statement on the official website of the Department for External and Church Relations of the Moscow Patriarchate, where it is available in 8 different languages. Let us have a look at a number of points presented in the document. The statement of the Holy Synod emphasizes that the decision of the Russian Church to create the Exarchate is, I quote, by no means a sign of claims to the canonical territory of the ancient Church of Alexandria. It pursues one goal only, to give canonical protection to those Orthodox clerics in Africa who do not wish to be involved in the unlawful legitimization of the schism. The statement notes that the recognition of the schismatic structure in Ukraine by His Beatitude Patriarch Theodore met with opposition, including within the Orthodox Church of Alexandria itself. Many of its clergymen publicly spoke out in defense of the canonical Ukrainian Orthodox Church, stated their disagreement with a clearly unlawful decision of their primate, and had no wish to remain under the canonical authority of the person who had embarked on the path of schism. For 2 years, the Russian Church had not responded to the appeals of the African clergy, waiting for a change in the position of the Patriarch of Alexandria. However, the aggravation of the situation convinced the Russian Orthodox Church's Holy Synod of the necessity to respond to the coming appeals and under these exceptional circumstances to establish the Patriarchal Exarchate in Africa. We have spoken with one of the African priests who decided to join the Russian Exarchate. His name is Father Vacilios Frederic, and he serves in Madagascar. Here's what he told us. Many are wondering why several priests, or rather 18 Alexandrian Orthodox priests, appeared in the news in 2018 on one television channel. The answer is simple. We revolted against the injustice on the part of the Greek Archbishop. He practiced racial discrimination. For example, Malagasy priests cannot enter the house where the Archbishop lives. I myself served under the Archbishop for more than a year, when I was a deacon and when I was ordained a priest. When carrying their luggage, you cannot enter the house. You have to leave the luggage at the door. He himself, when his fellow Greeks come to him, tells them that we are not worthy of trust. It is he who separates from us and separates his compatriots from us. We have already written 2 letters to Patriarch Theodore of Alexandria, but he did not listen to us. Moreover, the position is now undeniable, since the Church of Alexandria has deviated into the schism. The Synod of Alexandria recognized the Church of Ukraine, and thus Alexandrian Orthodoxy fell into the schism. This is why I no longer serve with the Greek Church. I know the canons. Alexandrian Orthodoxy has fallen into a schism. I believe that coming of the Holy Russian Orthodox Church will bring us development and good hope for the future of Orthodoxy in Madagascar. The topic of religion is becoming more and more popular among artists. In April, there will be another movie about a priest starring Mark Wahlberg and Mel Gibson. Sony Pictures' Father Stu is based on real events, the story of a boxer who became a priest. The protagonist, Stuart Long, was born in Seattle, where he graduated from a Catholic college. After winning the Montana Boxing Championship, he was forced to leave the ring for good. Long moved to Los Angeles, where he started working as a bouncer. Having once been in an accident and critically injured, he had what he described in one of the interviews as something of a religious experience. It was then that he realized that he should become a priest. According to Mark Wahlberg, Father Stu's journey from a troublemaker to a priest inspired many, including himself. An Oscar-winning actor, Mel Gibson, plays the protagonist's father. Mel Gibson, who is a devout Roman Catholic Christian himself, is known not only for his acting career, but also for a movie called The Passion of the Christ, which came out in 2004. Gibson is currently working on a sequel to the story, which will focus on the resurrection of the Lord Jesus Christ. The Russian Orthodox Church is calling on Russians to help patients and doctors in the red COVID zones in hospitals. In the context of the outbreak of a new strain of COVID-19, volunteers are sorely lacking. Today, about 300 Orthodox volunteers help patients take care of themselves, but the number of sick people is rising daily. Anyone who has at least 4 hours of free time per week can become a volunteer. Their profession or age is not important. The Church has organized special courses for such volunteers to prepare them for work in COVID hospitals. If you live in Russia and have a desire to help, go to the website of the Synodal Department for Church Charity and Social Ministry of the Russian Orthodox Church and fill out a volunteer form. The New York Times newspaper has published the story of one of the last Christians in the Syrian city of Idlib. Michel Boutros Al-Jisri is one of only 3 famous Christians left of the once vibrant community of the city. He is 90 years old, almost deaf, but is still quite strong. Michel Boutros has not been attending services for a long time because all the churches have long been closed by the radical Muslims. Nearly all of his fellow Christians either perished or fled during the war. In the cities captured by the radical Muslims, not only were they forbidden to publicly display their Christian faith and conduct religious rites, but also the property of Christians was taken away and many were simply killed. The only place where Michel Boutros can now meet his Christian friends is at the cemetery. It is there that he sits for hours and hours, remembering his loved ones. Christian communities throughout the Middle East are on the brink of extinction. At the same time, it is the Christians of the Middle East and North Africa that trace their history from the first days of the existence of Christianity. According to the British government report in 2019, there are now less than 4% Christians in the Middle East and North Africa, while 100 years ago, more than 20% of the population there was Christian. It is important to note that prior to the start of the war in Syria, Christians made up about 10% of the 21 million Syrian population. Now there are less than 700,000 left. Similar things are happening also in Iraq, where for the past 19 years the number of Christians has been reduced from 1.5 million to less than 500,000. Why are Christians being persecuted? Why does the entire world community refuse to accept this as a fact? And finally, what needs to happen for this to stop? These are the ultimate questions for the world. 13 years ago, on the 1st of February 2009, the enthronement of the first hierarch of the Russian Orthodox Church, His Holiness Patriarch Kirill of Moscow and all Russia, had taken place. An African priest from Madagascar, Father Vacilios Frederic, who has recently become a member of a large and multinational Russian Orthodox Church, conveys his congratulations to the Patriarch. I quote, "Our dear Father, Your Holiness Patriarch Kirill of Moscow, I congratulate you on the 13th anniversary of your enthronement as the first hierarch of the Russian Orthodox Church. We hope that you will bring spiritual good to Africa and good for the development of our church, because Orthodoxy in Madagascar is still small in number. May the Lord bless you, our dear Patriarch, and may He guide you here on earth and also to the kingdom of heaven." Well, this is all for today. Thank you for watching, and see you next time on The Orthodox View.